Hey, I'm not going to take very long with this. This is NBA player, well, when he's around to play, Zion Williamson, who plays for the team out of New Orleans. I forgot what the basketball team. I know the football team is New Orleans Saints, but I don't think that's the name of the basketball team. Anyway, basically at 22 years old, he basically about to be a daddy with more or less an Instagram woman and at the same time a porn star named, I forgot what her name is, but a porn star has been nonstop tweeting for like 3 or 4 days about how she was hooking up with him, about, oh, how could you betray me after all I done for you? And I'm like, woman, for lack of a better term, all you did was sleep with him. That was it. But what disappoints me is like, dude, at 22, you're already messing up. And, you know, I've seen some videos where they showed the daddy, who's actually his stepdaddy, saying, when I was a child, I spanked as a child and stuff. I'm like, dude, we ain't got no time for that. It's time for you to man up. Since you assumed the father role, you need to man up and tell your son, like, look, I know you're a grown man, but you messing up. You messing up. Not to mention you hadn't hardly played in the NBA since you've been there. And from what I heard, he doesn't even work out and stuff. And I'm like, dude, what you doing? Now, I was 22. I ain't gonna lie. There's this woman coming up right here named Heather Hunter. And those of you who are my age, y'all know who this woman is, especially if you was around the 90s. This woman was one of the baddest women in adult film, not just in adult film, just in life, period. One of the baddest women I had ever seen. And those of you that have seen her, know what I'm talking about. Now, I would have such a simp. I would have gave nearly anything to hit that. And I freely admit that in her prime. Now, right here, this is her in her early 50s. This is her in her early 50s. And this is like pictures in recent years. And I have to say, compared to a lot of her contemporaries that was in the adult film world, she actually hasn't come out too bad. In fact, to tell you the truth, she actually still looks pretty good. And she's done well for herself away from there, being a photographer and having her own website where she posts both model and erotic pictures. And she's done very well for herself. So now, going back to my point, when I was his age, I would have gave anything to sleep with this woman. But at the same time, I had enough sense to know what a condom was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, somebody with some manhood need to pull this dude to the side and been like, young buck, you're messing up. You are messing up the bag. You messing up your life. And the fact where they say, oh, it's just a stepdad in the role of the actual father. Look, I'm just going to be blunt here. I don't give who tells him or who pulls him over to tell him. Stepdad, biological dad. Because let's be honest, man. There's a lot of great men that have been raised with mom and stepdad that have actually turned out very well. Because, to quote Shaq in one of his rhymes, Phil is my father because biological didn't bother. In other words, some biological dudes ain't. And I don't know why the manosphere, especially the black manosphere, makes a big deal about, man, don't be a stepdad, don't be a stepdad. I mean, I get some situations, yes. But who cares? As long as it's a man of integrity and a man that has earned respect, and he knows he has his manhood straight, straight, and that kid knows he has his manhood straight, trust me, if he has his manhood straight, that boy gonna listen. That boy is gonna listen. Especially if the wife respects him. Because usually with a young man, if he sees that his mama respects the dude, yeah, he gonna follow along with it. Even if he don't like him. You know what I'm saying? So no. I mean, who cares whether he's stepdad or biological dad? Who cares? Because, you know, some biological dads, I mean, I'm just gonna play it plain. But anyway, getting back to Zion Williamson, he about to learn the hard way. He gonna be one of those what ifs in the next 5 to 10 years, and I'm being generous saying that. He gonna be one of those trivia questions. You're gonna be like, who was Zion Williamson? You know what I'm saying? And these women, man, this is a lesson to not only young men, even men my age, and even older men. Think very hard and be very careful about who you stick your privates in and who you shall we say inside of, because not every woman is worthy of carrying your seed. If you care anything about the quality of woman you put yourself inside of, you definitely think about, do you really, I mean, you might want to bang her until she has to walk with crutches, but do you really want your seed, your legacy coming out of her? Just saying, man. Zion Williamson, all he's thinking is, he's getting all salivating and thirsty. Like, he don't need a Dasani water, he needs a Dasani truck. But man, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was like that when I was his age. But number one, I didn't make no kids, and number two, I knew what a condom was, and number three, to be quite honest, women were giving me time of day because they thought I was a goofball. They thought I was creepy, and I'll be honest, I didn't really know how to talk to women at that point. I really don't, and there really wasn't nobody aside from, you know, go meet them, go meet girls here, go meet girls there, but nobody was really giving me, shall we say, the game. Nobody. So I pretty much had to figure it out on my own. Pretty much. And honestly, a lot of the things that I know now, a lot of it concerning women, a lot of it was observing, just taking it into account, and basically just being comfortable enough to be myself. And when I quit chasing after these ones who basically, you know, maybe got big this and big behind and all that, when I quit doing that, it didn't impress me anymore. You know, like women twerking their behinds. You know, at 22, well, really by the time I was 25, 26, something about it just never set right. And the shame of it is a lot of women, especially me being a black male, they just assume that's what all black males go for. Got news for some of you ladies. No, not all of us go for that mess, man. Not all of us. Even the ones that are down to get the put it down on you. We're not all into that. We're not into the twerking and everything. And man, Zion, man, I just hate to see this, but hey, once you become an adult, you got to make your own choices. I just hate that he doesn't have an OG to pull him to the side, be like, look, Zion, you're messing up. You're messing up, you know. And he need that. And no offense to people who go to church and all that, but no, stop cut when you see people doing wrong or going the wrong path. Stop covering up. And that's another thing. Even though I think sometimes people went overboard or they went extra, in a way, I thank God there were people around me that did check me. That did put me in my place. It's just, you know, well, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. But at the end of the day, I think I was better off for it. Now, did they go overboard and get a little more extra than they should have been? Probably, but that's a whole nother story. But Zion Williams, unfortunately, did not have that somebody, and you're kind of seeing the results right now. Anyway, this video went longer than I had planned, so I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all have a nice day, folks, and leave your comments in the comments section and subscribe if you like my stuff. I'm out.